These are my top 5 goals of the last decade. Not necessarily the best goals, but my favourite goals. This goal is all about the situation for me. I watched this on a small TV in my friend's university bedroom just before going on a birthday night out. The first leg of this tie was an embarrassment for Barcelona. They were essentially down and out. There were brief moments of belief, but the Cavani goal killed all hopes of an amazing comeback. But Neymar had a different idea. The scenes of pure astonishment between the 10 of us in that room, none of whom were Barcelona fans, was insane. We went ballistic. Drinks were spilled and I didn't even know who scored the goal. I just knew it went in and they had clinched it right at the death. This is a goal that makes me so happy and immediately sad straight after. The contrast of emotions will always allow me to remember it. In a huge group of England fans, it's the World Cup. England keep progressing through the stages for the first time in years. Belief is building, and I mean building. Plans are being made around the England games. Days at work after the games are a struggle. Everyone is starting to believe now. It's the World Cup semi-finals. Are the years of hurt about to end? Dele Alli drives and gets taken down. Up steps the boy from Bury. I don't expect him to score, but I'm expecting him to score. I hear the commentator say his name. I see the ball go in, then I can't see or hear anything else. Drinks in the air, arms, legs, bodies flying about as I nearly get knocked to the floor. It's emphatic, but a goal too early in a big game. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Oops. This goal is pure passion. This is 50% on here due to his celebration. I have loved recreating the celebration and I wish I could strike a ball half as good as this. To set the scene, it's Brazil in Brazil against what seems to be an unstoppable force that is James Rodriguez at the 2014 World Cup. James became a superstar and rightly so. He was ridiculous during this tournament. Brazil fans believe, and I'm believing, they could win it all. A matchup against Argentina in the final is on the cards, and that would be immense. They get a free kick dead centre of the pitch, about 2 light years away from the goal. Of course David Luiz is going to try and go for goal, and oh my good god, he's actually done that. Look at him, look at his full-on sprint. If there was a brick wall in his way, you would have seen a David Luiz shaped hole in it. Veins popping from his neck, hair flowing as if he stuck his head outside a car window. Felt like I was born in Sao Paulo in that moment. I get along better with your friends. I know it's another World Cup goal, but it's the biggest tournament in the world, the pinnacle of football. And now this is some goal. It's the first ever World Cup hosted in Africa. South Africa opened the tournament against Mexico. I'm rushing home from school because the game has already started. I get home in time to catch the last few minutes of the first half, and I start to think, what is that noise? Is my TV broken? Oh, the vuvuzelas are new and fun at this point. After watching all those 2010 World Cup games, I think I got a permanent headache as a result of these instruments. But it's been about 10 years since, so hey, it's a fun aspect again to look back. Second half starts and I see the ball go through. Please score. Please score. Boom. Who is that? And I love this commentary. And to top it off, whack out that amazing celebration. That's why I love the World Cup. And that finish is so special. Before we get into the number 1 spot, here are a few honourable mentions. I've been at the top shining like a light pole. I'm merging these two into one honourable mention. He was unplayable in this tournament as I mentioned before, and both these goals are so satisfying in 2 completely different ways. Rock the boat like a one-eyed pirate. This doesn't need much explanation. The stakes are higher than ever, and as a QPR fan, I was still coming down from learning we were staying up. But would this goal affect it? I didn't know. I couldn't do the math. The commentary is elite, and the celebrations are wild.
Just remember all caps when you spell the man name.
Alongside Aguero, this is probably the most quoted commentary sequence. End-to-end football at its best, at the last breath for both teams. This is awesome! This is another situational one. This man literally flies and pulls off one of the best headers of all time. He chipped a header while floating in midair. When the time gotta let the lead fly. This is where I really fell in love with this man, leaving players for dead on the floor with no care for their families. How, why, what, where, when did he do this? This is incredible, and an applause from the home fans in El Clásico says just as much as I could. This is purely influenced by my love for QPR, but my word, the situation is insane. This game is the match with the highest prize money directly allocated with it in all of football. If you win, you get that big money check from Premier League heads. This game is make or break for a lot of clubs. If you don't win, you could see your team fall apart completely as a direct impact of not making it to the promised land. If I wasn't nervous enough about the stakes of this game, bloody Gary O'Neill had to get sent off in the first half. As I watched it with my dad, struggling to even watch at times, with the knowledge that a derby goal would all but seal it for them, the players were on their last legs. They were struggling to string a few passes together the entire game. I would have dropped to my knees had Derby snuck one in late. Instead, I nearly hit my head on the ceiling as the super sub to end all super subs swung a leg towards the ball that Hoylett pinched off the Derby defence. The commentary and the celebrations from the fans and players sent me to another world. I can't tell you how many times I've watched that game and goal back, but it's enough for me to remember the commentary sequence by heart. Check out this video about how Nike lost Lionel Messi and took Adidas to court over it.